This video, I'm analyzing whether or not 301 redirects can help from an SEO perspective. And the first example here is a little bit less aggressive. The second example is much more aggressive. The first example here, I wanted to look at the data point here in terms of organic traffic. And you can see a significant ramp up here in the fall and winter of 23 into early 2024, and then a significant drop. The data that I saw from a linking perspective, though, was the 301 redirect was added in about May of 2024. And since then, they've had a significant increase. The other data point to think about here is the seasonality of this company and of their market. And if you look here at the traffic growth compared to the keyword growth, and then the traffic dip compared to the keyword dip, the traffic dip was much more significant than the keyword dip. What I mean here is this data chart up top compared to the data chart at the bottom here. And it's very likely, based on what I'm seeing here, that the keywords they were ranking for had some kind of trend or seasonality to them. As that trend cooled off a little bit, their traffic decreased, but the ranking did not drop as significantly as their traffic did. And then, which I'll get to in a second here, showing you some of the DRs from the redirect, the value of the 301 redirect seems to have significantly improved traffic for the summer, where last year they were a fifth or a sixth of the traffic they currently have this year. So looking at the link data here, then we go to the Ahrefs backlink section. I have this filtered right now to include any redirects. And you can see here the DR for some of these top ones, 64, 64. These are the two that are pointing to their site. The other thing to look at from this perspective would be, does this 301 redirect actually make sense? And you can go to something like archive.org and look at the history of this URL that is pointing to this website. And you can see here in 2008, it looks like the website was first created. And this looks relatively natural until about 2018. And then the site was likely dropped or had no change to it. And then in 2024, in May, the website was bought or purchased, or not sure exactly what happened there, and redirected to the website here. And based on the timing of that 301 redirect and their traffic, looks to me like that is providing a positive impact for their SEO with using a 301 redirect. Now, the other thing to think about from a 301 redirect perspective is if you are looking at getting a domain or getting domains to 301 redirect to your website, it would make sense that the redirect where somebody is landing on your website would be relevant or should make sense from a user experience perspective. If you buy a domain related to shoes and your product is electronics, you have to figure out a way where it would make sense that somebody is expecting to get a page related to shoes onto an electronics page, for example. And in this case, the way they've structured this redirect actually does make sense and could be one of the reasons why they're seeing some benefit here. Time will tell what will happen with the results and with their traffic on this site here. But this is an actual legitimate business, and their website, other than this 301 redirect, is structured well, and they do have other traffic and other links pointing to their domain. Now, I want to show you a much more aggressive example of this and show you the potential value. So here's a different website, and the 301 redirect was put in place right about here. You can see where the amount of referring domains spiked up significantly. And following that, a few weeks later, their traffic started increasing exponentially as well. They're currently getting 110,000 monthly visitors just from organic search based on the fact that they have set up the redirects that are pointing to this domain. Now, if I go look at their backlinks and do that same filter to include redirect chain, you can see 249 groups of links. And I have this sorted by DR as well. And you can see DR 93, 92, 92, 87, 85, 83. And these are actually all 301 redirects that are pointing to the same domain that they're redirecting. But you can see the value of some of these based on the DR alone is potentially extremely significant for them. And again, time will tell what will happen with this. Based on the current traffic they have, this is something that is producing significant value for them from a traffic perspective. So my goal with this video is just to look at a couple examples of 301 redirects and to see, based on data, whether or not this is something that can help from an SEO perspective. There are obviously different ways to go about doing this process in terms of how aggressive you are with it. And my recommendation from an SEO perspective would be, if you are looking at doing something like this to your business site, 301 redirects can work very well if you manage them correctly and if it is set up modestly and not extremely aggressively. I never really recommend doing anything extremely aggressively in terms of SEO because that tends to look unnatural and oftentimes can hurt you in the long run. If you got some value from this video, subscribe to my channel. I post content like this regularly and will continue to do so and continue to analyze different websites for different strategies that can help from an SEO perspective. And that's it. See you in the next one.